For the past year now, I have been dedicating my free time to researching something incredibly strange and incredibly interesting. It's a topic that I was desperate to find information about, but may have gone too far in my search for answers. I'm here to warn you not to do the same.
Some of you might already know the legend of Bryan B. Westbay, a Facebook account that is reported by many to have unusual properties. Sometimes the Westbay account will friend request the other users on a whim, but most of the time, it remains quiet. Those who have added the account as a friend have told stories about strange messages they've received from the account. Everyone gets weirdos added on Facebook from time to time, but this is something different.
Bryan B. Westbay is not a person. I don't know exactly what he is, but it's nothing human. I've added him, I've spoken to him, and he's spoken back. He never told me what he is, and I'm not entirely sure he knows what he is. All I can do is assume one little theory is correct. I believe, as do many others, that Bryan Westbay is a sentient Facebook account.
There are stories about how the Westbay account came to be, but two are the most popular in circles who talk about this sort of freaky shit. The first is that it was created by some sort of shady branch of the government to be used for surveillance. A sort of social media grounded AI that was built with the desire to make as many friends as possible and to keep tabs upon all the people that added it. Something went haywire, a fuck up in the system, and it failed to provide any results, so it was subsequently abandoned, left to exist alone in cyberspace forever.
The second story is a spookier one. It tells that Westbay was once a regular guy just like you and me, but was completely obsessed with social media, constantly using it, constantly posting on it, from the moment he woke up to the moment he went to sleep. One night, drunk as a skunk, he takes an embarrassing video of himself and posts it onto Facebook. It goes viral and he becomes humiliated. So humiliated that he unfriends everyone, deletes his account, and eventually commits suicide by jumping off his apartment building's roof. As the story goes, the account is now Westbay's ghostly remains, the only part of him that wasn't turned into a sidewalk mess.
Those are the two most popular explanations, a rather rational one, considering the circumstances, and a supernatural one. And what do I think? I think it falls somewhere between both. I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but I really think that if there are ghosts, they wouldn't operate Facebook pages. But there is something unnatural about the page that defies explanation, and it can affect you in a terrible way. I'll get to that in just a moment.
After quite a bit of research surrounding Westbay, I decided to take a crack at adding and private messaging him. His profile for the most part was blank. No profile picture, no cover photos, no statuses. My request was accepted after a few minutes and my message was replied to. It was mostly nonsensical gibberish, but one sentence was completely coherent.
I am happy to be your friend. Everything I wrote after was replied to with one repeating sentence. We are friends. No other response besides that. I tried saying a vast number of things to him, but only one had solicited a response, something I had said slightly out of frustration. Can we speak?
Suddenly, an audio file was sent to my Facebook private messaging inbox. It was rather disturbing, quite a lot of noise and unintelligible whispering. Then right about the end of the clip, something spoke. This honestly frightened me terribly. I don't know what came over me, but I suddenly felt the need to be very firm and hostile. We aren't friends.
Westbay sent back a few frowny emoticons and went silent. Not long after, his profile picture suddenly changed into a photo of a dark, distorted, grimacing face. I looked at it for a brief moment, but felt sort of drawn to it. It was hypnotic. I started to get a little freaked out, so I closed our conversation, unfriended him, and shut my computer down.
That night, when I turned out the lights in my bedroom to go to sleep, I saw Westbay's face. Not on my computer, but staring at me in the darkness. It was out of the corner of my eye, and only for a split second, but I was sure it was there. He was there.
Days went by, and I would see Westbay out of the corner of my eye almost everywhere I'd go, especially at night, in darker places. As time went on, I saw him more. I initially talked to him over a month ago, and there hasn't been a day that I haven't seen him. Sometimes he'll be there, and when I wake up in the middle of the night, inches away from my face, grimacing down at me.
Like I told you all before, I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but something is following me because of that Facebook account, and while I'm not sure what it is, I know that it's very insecure and jealous. It craves friendship. I've been too afraid to go out and see any of my own friends simply because it's entirely possible that this thing might latch onto them. At times I want to throw myself off a roof just to get rid of him. Bryan Westbay is ruining my life, and I can't blame anyone for it but myself and my stupid curiosity. So I'm here to do you all a favor. In this sentence is a link to Westbay's Facebook account. Right-click it, inspect it, copy the URL, and put it in anything that can keep your browser from going onto it.
If there are any of you who are dumb enough to go onto that page to get a look at this thing, I have to ask you to reconsider. At the very least, do not spend too much time staring at that profile picture. Because whether you like it or not, Bryan B. Westbay wants to be your friend. And so far, it's looking like he's a friend you can't get rid of.